Greetings, graduates, families, friends, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the 2022 University of Maryland Global Campus Winter Commencement, being celebrated this year through a series of activities including this virtual ceremony, our online gallery of graduates, and UMGC's Winter Grad Walk. My name is Blakely Palmiero, the university's Chief Academic Officer and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. We begin our ceremony with our national anthem, performed by one of today's graduates who is earning her Master of Science degree in Strategic Communications. Please welcome Lynette Richardson.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Lynette. And now, it is my honor to introduce University of Maryland Global Campus President, Dr. Gregory Fowler.
Greetings, graduates, family members, friends, colleagues, and guests. Graduates, you have all devoted many hours to earning your degrees. And as we come together, I'm filled with a sense of pride for all that you have accomplished. I know I speak for everyone at UMGC when I say that it has been our honor to help you in the pursuit of your goals and your dreams. I'm also honored to offer a special salute to our active duty members of the U.S. military and to our veterans who are graduating today. Your service to our country has earned you the respect and admiration of a grateful nation, and we are so pleased that you selected UMGC as your university of choice. This year, UMGC commemorates its 75th anniversary, and while we are deeply proud of this milestone, today you represent our greatest achievement. We are so honored to recognize and celebrate your success. I would now like to take a moment to recognize the people who have supported our graduates in so many ways. So let us say thank you to the husbands, wives, partners, children, parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, teachers, and dear friends who have offered their love and encouragement along the road to this day. Congratulations to all of you. Among those at the core of every university are its faculty. Today, we offer our appreciation of the more than 4,500 educators of our graduates worldwide. They challenge our students to think deeply and address complex issues. They serve as mentors and are often a source of inspiration. We thank them for their dedication to our students and our university. And now, it is my privilege to introduce Gary Atman, a member of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, the governing body for University of Maryland Global Campus and other public universities within the state of Maryland. Regent Atman is president and CEO of Future Care Health and Management Corporation, which he co-founded in 1985. He holds a JD degree from the University of Maryland School of Law, where he published in and served as editor of the Maryland Law Review. Let's turn our attention now to this special greeting from Regent Gary Atman.
President Fowler, distinguished faculty, friends, and most of all, our incredible graduates. On behalf of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents, I am honored to be with you today to offer congratulations. For those of you who do not know us, the Board of Regents is appointed by the Governor of Maryland to oversee the 12 institutions in the University System of Maryland. Graduates, today you are graduating from one of the most dynamic institutions of higher education in the world. UMGC boasts domestic and overseas divisions offering on-site and online classes in countries throughout the world, enrolling students in undergraduate and graduate programs. And as we all know, UMGC is a leading education provider for the U.S. military. It is an honor to share this day with UMGC President Greg Fowler, whose commitment to academic excellence, dynamic vision, and insightful leadership continue to serve UMGC as a truly worldwide campus. President Fowler is a nationally recognized leader in developing innovative learning models and leveraging technology to improve access, equity, and affordability. I have the privilege of seeing his work up close as part of a work group on the Board of Regents that focuses on UMGC, and I can tell you he truly is a star. Dr. Fowler and the leadership of UMGC are truly changing the face of higher education and transforming lives here in Maryland, throughout the country, and even around the world. It is also a pleasure to share today with your commencement speaker, the Honorable Jazz Lewis of the Maryland House of Delegates. To today's graduates, I offer the heartiest congratulations. Today, you are graduating from one of the most dynamic institutions of higher education in the world, a world leader in online education, and a global force with a presence in dozens of countries and territories around the world. Today, you become an enduring part of UMGC's proud and impressive legacy. Reaching this milestone took dedication, hard work, and sacrifice. You should all take great pride in what you have achieved. Likewise, I commend the family members and friends who I'm sure have kept you going. They have shared in your sacrifice and certainly should share in your success today. I understand that for many of you, this has not been the typical four-year college education. Many of you are working adults who have pursued a higher degree while working long hours outside of the classroom. Some of our military graduates may have moved several times, been in and out of combat, or had a family member who did so, and taken some of your courses in person and some over the internet. For you and all of our graduates, today's degree has been hard-earned and reflective of a passion for education and self-improvement. As a regent of the university system, I must tell you how truly wonderful it is to be addressing students who have worked so hard for a degree and who understand the value of an education. It is because of your passion for education that we too have a passion for it. Graduates, the effort you have put into achieving today's milestone will benefit you for years to come. Wherever you may live, I can assure you that your UMGC degree is widely recognized as an outstanding credential from a first-class institution, a credential valued by private employers and government organizations alike. You will find that the time and money spent on your degree will be one of the smartest investments you have ever made. So in closing, I speak for the entire University System of Maryland when I say how proud we are of you on this special day. We offer you our heartiest congratulations and our best wishes for success.
Thank you, Regent Atman, for your heartfelt greeting. One of the great traditions of commencement is an opportunity to hear from someone whose achievements and words can inspire us all. Our keynote speaker this afternoon is a lifelong resident of Maryland who has dedicated his life to the state and its people. Jazz Lewis began his career as a community organizer in Baltimore, dedicated to promoting a better, more inclusive Maryland. In February 2017, he was appointed to the Maryland House of Delegates, where he works tirelessly on the issues important to everyday Marylanders. Delegate Lewis has sponsored and supported legislation to expand access to health care by subsidizing care in high-need neighborhoods incentivize grocery stores to open in food deserts, tackled the systemic inequities in the prison system, and supported new opportunities for young people. I'm so very pleased to introduce our keynote speaker, the Honorable Jazz Lewis.
This past weekend, I listened to a speech by Vice President Kamala Harris. Among other things, she shared how her mother wanted her to ensure that though she may be the first for many things, she shouldn't be the last. She reminded all participants that we all have a role to play in the relay race of life. That phrase stuck with me over the following days, and as I pondered over the phrase, I thought about the revolutionaries that dared the British Empire to stand in the way of democracy and freedom. I thought about how they handed the baton in the relay race of life off to the explorers who tamed our nation's wild forests to create the great cities that make up America. I thought about how they handed the baton off to the abolitionists who knew that America could never reach its potential so long as the scourge of slavery stayed on our land. I thought about how they handed the baton off to those concerned about the human condition, who led the fight for land-grant universities like UMGC to prepare our workforce for our nation, to those and those and those that ultimately led to today. Great titans like the Tuskegee Airmen and infantry women, civil rights legends, world peacemakers, and much more. The baton is currently being handed to the younger generations of today. And the question that fate is collectively asking us is whether we will be ready to continue the race. This is where my education training became so essential. I started my career as a community organizer in Baltimore, helping to manage campaigns up and down the ballot. My degrees taught me how to isolate public problems and design effective solutions to address them. Since becoming a member of the Maryland House of Delegates representing District 24 in 2017, we've been able to implement a program to include racial impact statements in the legislative analysis of criminal justice bills. It spanned background checks on gun sales, override the governor's veto, and ban the bots legislation. We have also created incentives to ensure gender pay equity and that more Marylanders of all strides and colors benefit from the gains in the economy. We have also worked to expand not just health insurance, but actual care to those with the most need. The challenges of today require our leaders to not only be good doers, but also good listeners, not merely to care about issues, but to address them carefully and acknowledge their complexities. And UMGC can train you and has trained you to meet these challenges head on. Our generation, the most interconnected in human history, has the advantage of seeing more of the world up close than any generation before it. And as our world gets bigger, so does our responsibility to do good in it. Even now, as was the case in the last century and for centuries before that, the awareness of injustices or suffering too often does not lead to action. However, in the 21st century, one cannot plead ignorance of injustice or pain on the other side of the room or the other side of the world. The moment something happens, your phone or watch vibrates, notifying you of the latest tweet, post, or action anywhere in the world. So let me ask you, will you meet the challenge laid out by Vice President Kamala Harris in the relay race of life? Will you be there to grab the baton and carry it on until you can't any further? Will you be prepared to hand it off to the next generation, albeit to a world a bit kinder, a bit more inclusive, a bit better than how you experienced it? I hope your answer to all these questions is a resounding yes. Thank you for having me, and I hope you join the ranks of the graduates of the school.
Thank you, Delegate Lewis, for your inspiring words and for joining our graduates at our ceremony. Graduates, the accomplishment we celebrate with you today is a milestone, deserving of a moment of both reflection and anticipation. Today is a day to look back at what you have learned and the obstacles you overcame in order to achieve this goal. It is a day to look around with awareness and gratitude for all of those who helped you achieve it. And it is a day to look ahead to a brighter future because of the investment you have made in yourselves. As adult learners, you have faced unique challenges. Most of you have not had the luxury of studying during the day and taking your evenings and weekends off. You've made time for school by taking time away from other responsibilities, by foregoing some opportunities, by leaning on your support networks to backstop you, and even by sacrificing time with the people most important to you, all in the name of investing in the future for yourself and for those you love. Along the way, each of you has navigated the intricacies of APA citations, engaged in the scholarly debate of ideas and discussion boards, overcome the challenges of group projects, and raced against the clock to meet the 11:59 p.m. submission deadlines. As if that's not enough, many of you succeeded at all of this while working, caring for a family, deploying on service missions around the world, getting married, getting divorced, starting families, coping with illness, losing loved ones, changing jobs, and the many other day-to-day joys and challenges called life. Yours has been anything but an easy road, and we know that. So speaking on behalf of your professors, your success coaches, and all of us at UMGC, let me say how proud we are of your achievements. Your journey to today is a reflection of your dedication, strength, and perseverance. You, our amazing community of learners, are an inspiration to us all. On this day, you don't need role models. Today, you are the role models for us and for everyone watching. Congratulations. Each year, the university selects members of the graduating class to speak on your behalf who embody the special attributes of UMGC students. Our student speaker today is no exception. His amazing story has touched our hearts, and we are so pleased he is here to share it with you. Today, he earns his Master of Science degree in Cloud Computing Architecture. Graduates and guests, please welcome Mohammed Babakar.
Greetings, class of 2022. Please give yourselves a round of applause. First and foremost, I would like to thank UMGC, including the professors and staff who helped us on this journey, and of course, to our friends, families, mentors, and role models who served as our support systems along the way. There is no way to express how indebted we are to you and how your words, and at times your presence alone, has been the beacon of light we needed to march forward on this path in pursuit of knowledge and liberation. For me, being exposed to that light was something I experienced at a very young age when my parents immigrated from Sudan and left behind their village. They left behind their village, their families, and their home to pursue a better life in a place where my sisters and I could dream freely and bring those dreams to life. We came to this country literally on a lottery ticket, the diversity lottery, where each year a few thousand people from a select few countries are allowed entry to begin a new life in the United States of America. When my parents were granted this opportunity, they responded by working to lift themselves up by the bootstraps, working multiple shifts and long hours and taking courses and classes to make themselves fit parents for us in this country, not knowing that their spirit alone was more than fit to raise queens and kings long before they crossed oceans to come here. My mother would take me and my sisters to the local library in the language center, where she would spend half the day several times a week studying English. My father, in the meantime, was juggling multiple jobs trying to provide, flipping burgers at Burger King, working at a Chinese takeout, delivering pizza late into the night, even driving a taxi, to the point where my sisters and I sometimes didn't see him for days. Shortly thereafter, my mother too began to work long, odd hours so that we could attend better schools and live in a better neighborhood. She worked at McDonald's, at Denny's bussing and waiting tables. Because our neighborhood wasn't one where you would feel comfortable leaving your children alone during the day, let alone at night, for a period, my father and mother would wake me and my sisters in the middle of the night, pack us all into her beat-up Mercury Villager to drive my mother to her night shift at a television manufacturing company in Lansdowne, Maryland, where she would clean new television screens before they were even installed. Slowly but surely, my parents moved us out of that cramped apartment into a home, into a much better neighborhood with much better schools. They afforded us the opportunity to visit our family back home in Sudan, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, our cousins, every few years so that we can maintain a connection with them, with our culture, with our language, and with the life that they grew up with and left behind. They helped put me and 3 of my sisters through college, and some even through graduate school. And the youngest of my sisters is now excelling in a local STEM charter school with an extremely bright future ahead of her. My peers too have made sacrifices. They have sacrificed precious energy and time, mind, body, and soul to get to where they are today. In the process, I learned that it takes vision, creativity, and courage to view yourself as what you could be instead of what you have been and what you are. And more importantly, that it is the ultimate display of bravery and pursuit of freedom to take that courage and transform it into action. You see, a gift is only a gift if you use it wisely, and to allow yourself to leverage your gifts and vision to pursue who you can be is the ultimate rebellion in a world that tries to convince you of everything that you are not. You see, they say hell is the day when the person that you were meets the person that you could have been. Motivational speaker Les Brown once said, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth, because it is here that you will find all the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, and the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid." But that isn't directed to my fellow graduates in the class of 2022. We have chosen to stand valiantly in expressing who we are in our entirety, in our wholeness unapologetically. We stand before you today bold, authentic, and rich in spirit as we march forward, bringing our dreams to life. My parents, myself, you all, we are the epitome of our ancestors' wildest dreams. Class of 22, congratulations on what you have accomplished so far. And remember that the world and all of us eagerly await all of the accomplishments yet to come. Be brave, be bold, and be proud.
Mohammed, thank you for your moving remarks, and congratulations on your achievement. And now the time has arrived to present our graduates. Will all of our graduates who are able please rise? President Fowler, in accordance with the recommendations of the faculty of University of Maryland Global Campus, the deans and I request that you confer upon these candidates the degrees as in each case is appropriate, in recognition of their successful completion of all requirements.
Under the authority granted by the state of Maryland to the Board of Regents of the University System of Maryland, and by that board delegated to me, I hereby confer upon you your degrees as is in each case appropriate, with all of the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations, graduates.
As we conclude our ceremony, I invite you to join in the singing of our university alma mater, led by Lynette Richardson.
We honor you and thank you for all that you have done to help us on our journey and make us all as one. So with this song of glory, let's say your name aloud. UMGC, UMGC, forever standing proud. The time we spent together at night or in the day, in many different places, at home or far away. unites us and then guides us. Now we're your precious jewels. UMGC, UMGC, the dearest of all schools.
Thank you, Lynette, for that beautiful rendition of our alma mater. And now, graduates, go forward from this day with the courage of your convictions and continue to make a positive difference in our world. Welcome to our global alumni family. Once again, congratulations.